Good morning and welcome to our worship at Emmanuel this morning. We might not be able to gather in our buildings, but we gather in our homes as a family to worship God together. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to do. And I just want to start this morning by saying a huge thank you to any of you who wandered past church last weekend and put your flowers in the cross, because didn't it look wonderful when it was finished? If you didn't see the pictures, then have a scroll down on the Facebook page and see if you can find them. It looked absolutely wonderful. And the Emmanuel family has pulled it out of the bag once again this week. As we've prepared for our worship, people have volunteered and done all sorts of bits and pieces. Our worship this morning is assisted a lot by the young people who meet on a Sunday evening. They met with me last week and we talked about what might go into the sermon, and some of them have written some prayers and a couple of them have recorded those prayers and the reading, and they've done superbly. But in order for them to be able to do that, I've had to give some assurances that we won't name them for reasons of their security. So please, if you do want to say thank you to them in the comments, just do it anonymously. They have done a wonderful job. Saying thank you is right and proper. We just can't be naming them at this time unless they've already been named. I know Silas has, which is wonderful. And he's done a great job in doing his sketch and his experiment too. Really looking forward to worshipping with you all in this way together this morning. Just before we go into our first song, shall we take a moment to pray? Loving God, as this strange new way of life strangely becomes a bit more normal, as we know a little bit more about what it feels like and what it entails, as our lives begin to settle in, help us always to find that time for you. Help us in the quiet and the still and the calm to hear your voice. Help us in the busy and the chaos and all the things that need to be done. Help us to hear you. And above all else, as we gather this morning, together but in many places, help us to hear that which you have to say to us. For we worthily magnify your name, as your Son rose from death to life, that we may too live in all eternity in your presence. Amen. And now let us crown him with many crowns as we sing together.